This is culturally inappropriate.
Happy Friday, Flex Zone family. Happy NFL Wild Card weekend. It is upon us, 7 weeks of NFL football, and we finally made it to the postseason. What is going on, everybody? Hope you're having a great week. Hope your weekend is getting ready to be off to a great start. It is yours truly, God's favorite host, the host with the most, right here on the Flex Zone podcast, your home for professional sports. Only place giving you that sports how you want it, when you need it. Lots to get into, lots to talk about today. We're not going to waste any time. I got a loaded happy hour afternoon stream for you. We're going to touch on some baseball. We're going to touch on some NBA. We're going to touch on NFL, of course, and we're going to get into that wild card weekend. We're going to even talk some college football. Another epic game last night as Miami looks to win a national championship for the first time in over, 20 plus years. So make sure, first and foremost, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the thumbs up. It costs you nothing. Best way to support what we do here. Super chats are open. Go ahead, get them in. Vote on the poll. Let us know what wild card team Super Bowl. We got 4 options up there. Let us know how you feel about that. Let me know how you're feeling in the chat. Hit the thumbs up if you want to add one over to YouTube. And as always, search the Flex Zone and subscribe. Let's get to it. Not going to waste too much of your time today, guys. I know we got a lot going on. We got SmackDown tonight. It is going on live right now. It is taped because they're in Germany. No spoilers. We will be live for that later tonight, so stay tuned. We got major news TNA. AJ Styles will be on the debut episode next week, which we'll be live for as well. We also have Obafemi on his way up. So a lot to talk about in the world of wrestling and pro sports. But if you didn't know, the Major League Baseball season is literally only about 5 weeks away, pitches and catches report. And with that said, if you didn't know, baseball is now going to be on NBC. That's right. It is going to be on NBC this coming season. And we got the schedule released today for the games on NBC teams, but primarily Sunday Night Baseball will be on NBC. So you have Sunday Night Football, Sunday Night Basketball coming in February, and you'll have Sunday Night Baseball also coming to you this coming spring. Starts in March, actually. The season moves up closer and closer to the March. My birthday's in March, so my birthday is the first part of March. The season incrementally inches closer and closer to early March. We're at the end of March now. Remember, it was in early April. Now we're in late March. So funny how times change. But let's look at the schedule as it has been revealed here today. Let's get into it. We got a loaded schedule. March 26th, a 1 p.m. game. We got the Pirates, Paul Skeens, and the Mets. I don't know if Paul Skeens will be pitching, but we know the firepower there. I think the Pirates are going to be very improved. Not maybe a playoff team, but they will be very much improved. With March 26th, the West Coast Showcase, we got the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers, the 2-time reigning defending World Series champions. We'll see what they do as they try to become one of the few teams to three-peat. First team since the Yankees to do so in the early 2000s. April 12th, Guardians, Braves, 7 p.m. May 31st, Cubs, Cardinals. We know how that's a big rivalry. May 31st, 7 p.m. June 7th, 8 p.m. Giants and Cubs. Cubs made that beautiful trade the other day for Cabrera from the Marlins. We got the Texas Rangers and the Boston Red Sox, June 14th at 7. Mets Phillies, another great rivalry in baseball, June 21st, 7 p.m. Yankees Red Sox, one of the best rivalries in sports, June 28th, 7 p.m. You know they were going to get a bite of that apple. July 5th, we got the Mets and the Braves. Real quick, this is America 250 years of the United States. We are getting the baseball all-star game this year is in Philadelphia. So baseball doing their thing there with the tribute to America. July 5th, also July 5th. I didn't even notice this. Dodgers and Padres, another great rivalry in baseball. That's at 7 p.m. So you get a double dip on July 5th. July 19th, Dodgers, Yankees, potential World Series preview. We say that every year. That's a 7 p.m. start. Yankees, Phillies could be another World Series preview, 7 p.m. Red Sox, Dodgers, another World Series preview, August 2nd, 7 p.m. Astros, Padres, August 9th, 8 p.m. Seattle, Houston, August 16th, 7 p.m. Giants, Red Sox, August 23rd, 3 p.m. August 30th, Cincinnati Reds and the Cubs. That should be fun. And on August 30th, another doubleheader. At 7 p.m., we have the Astros and the Mets. And September 6th, Phillies and Braves, I think, could be a playoff caliber matchup. I think the Braves will be back in the mix this year. And we also got the Giants and the Cardinals on September 7th, 8 p.m. to close it out. So if you didn't know, baseball is going to be on NBC in 2026. So it's going to be a lot of interesting things there. Yes, I know no Orioles, but I'm kind of cool with that because I like when my team is under the radar. I don't need my team, like we saw with the Ravens, like we've seen with the Orioles in the past, when they are expected to do great things, when they are expected to win, when they are expected to be at the front of the pack, they usually wet the bed and they sometimes come up short. So that's one of the things there that we have to look out for as well. So we shall see what happens there, and we'll see kind of how they go or how they present the actual content on NBC. I hear, uh, you know, Kevin Brown, the Orioles broadcaster, is one of the leading picks to be the top play-by-play guy for NBC. I could see that. So I definitely like that baseball is going to be on NBC. You're going to have a little bit of everything. Baseball needs that broad audience. I think the game is growing. Uh, what happens there as well. So we'll see. Baseball on NBC. Just thought I would put that out to you guys. What we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got 20 games total on the NBC, and this will also be on your favorite streaming service, Peacock. So don't forget about that as well. So we'll have some fun there with some baseball. Remember, pitchers and catchers are literally just about 5 weeks away. So we'll be hearing the crack of the bat and seeing the fresh chalk on the grass and the turf of the baseball season. Yet again, like I said, can the Dodgers go back to back to back, be like the teams of the early Yankees and get it done? If you see me looking down, I'm trying to secure my guy Riles to come on and talk a little Ravens with me. I want to get his thoughts on the John Harbaugh situation, the Ravens coaching search. So we'll get one of my good friends to get his thoughts on John Harbaugh and where do the Ravens go next. So with that being said, let us go to some round ball. Let's go to NBA. Let's go there because we had a trade this past week. We had another superstar potentially on his will be joining us. So we'll have Riles in a few minutes. So he'll be joining us as well. So we have here, let's get the graphic up. We heard earlier this week, this was on January 7th, the Hawks are trading four-time All-Star Trae Young to the Wizards for CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert, sources tell ESPN. Neither team really had to give up a lot more on a financial aspect for Atlanta. They want to free up some money. Trae Young actually said he wanted to go to the Wizards. I guess he likes the young core, maybe. Chance to be the guy. He will wear number 3, I believe, now. I don't really think this does anything for either team. I think the Wizards are still trash. I think the Hawks are still trash. Now, apparently, the Hawks are in on potentially Anthony Davis. Now, Trae Young is also reunited with the Wizards executive Travis Schlennick, who drafted him number 5 in Atlanta. Remember, it was a draft day trade with Trae Young and Luka Doncic that forced these two to be swapped because Luka was going to go to Atlanta and Trae Young was going to go to Dallas, but they swapped. But he is with the Wizards, Travis Schlennick, who drafted him number 5 overall in Atlanta. Now, I will give Travis Schlennick a lot of credit. He's drafted some good guys, in my opinion. Bub Carrington, Alex Sarr, Keontae George, Corey Kispert was one of those guys who we traded away. He was able to get McCollum and Middleton last year. He's done some things, got Trey Johnson this year in the draft. So they have done solid with the Wizards. They need to keep drafting and developing well. It's going to take time, but that is a big part of it there as well. Now, it ends his stint as the face of the Hawks. Now, he is only 27 years of age, so Trae Young still got a lot of good basketball ahead of him as well. Top Wizards officials Michael Winger and Will Dawkins have searched to anchor their young talent in the next step of the team's development. So you got a young veteran to build around, a name that puts, and hopefully in DC, he can figure like this into Gilbert Arenas maybe. So we'll see what happens there. Like I said, from Shams Charania, moving Young also provides Atlanta with added financial flexibility to pursue a large salary over the next several months. with Dallas Mavericks, often hurt, often injured, Mr. Glass himself, Anthony Davis, as a prime in-season trade target. So there you go. The Hawks are poised to turn the page on a new era with the emergence of Jalen Johnson and others. More fluid play style around their wings and depth. McCollum serves as a valuable plug-and-play veteran while holding a $30.6 million expiring deal. So that is going to be for them. Now, let's look at what Sham Charania had to say in regards to Trae Young going to the Wizards and why that was his preferred destination and the big picture outlook for the Wizards.
Can you just give us some details on how this deal came together to send Trae Young to the Washington Wizards?
Malika, Trae Young wanted to be a Washington Wizard. He believes he can be a young anchor of this Washington high. They're trying to figure out how to take the next step. And Wizards officials believe that Trae Young is that next step in their vision long term. And they want to build with Trae Young. It's a team that's filled with young players, talented young players. They're going to have $46 million in cap space. And so Trae Young being that piece. And then CJ McCollum.
Kind of going in now, but nevertheless, you get the point. Trae Young to the Wizards, CJ McCollum to the Hawks, also for Corey Kispert. $95 million left on the current deal for Trae Young, $46 million this season, and a $49 million player option for 2026, 2027. And we got news today, another star point guard, someone who, if he can get himself right off the court, which he seems to be okay right now, because I don't think he's really committed mentally to Memphis right now. For the first time, the Memphis Grizzlies are entertaining offers to potentially move two-time All-Star Ja Morant ahead of the February 5th NBA trade deadline, sources tell ESPN. I'm intrigued to see where Ja Morant could go. Could he go to Minnesota, play with maybe Anthony, maybe play with the Anthony Edwards? Could he go to a Orlando Magic maybe? I don't know if they're going to maybe make a move for him. You know, they have Desmond Bane, they have Paolo Banchero. Could he potentially maybe end up in a situation where he goes to I don't know if he would go to Detroit to play with Cade Cunningham, because Cade Cunningham is a ball-dominant guard. I don't know. And Alex, nobody wants to go to New Orleans. New Orleans is a dumpster fire basketball-wise. Football, they look good. They got a bright future with Tyler Shuck. But basketball-wise, nobody wants to go to New Orleans. I mean, yeah, but you don't want to go there. Like I said, I'm thinking, I'm going to say Minnesota maybe. I'm going to say maybe Detroit. I'm just trying to think of contenders right now who have a chance. Could he go to the Nuggets maybe? Do the Nuggets want to go get him? I know Jokic is hurt, but you could put Ja Morant with Jokic, maybe Jamal Murray. That could work if they want to maybe come up off of some of their talent. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I don't think no, not the Lakers. I don't think the Clippers are going to get him. Maybe the Clippers could. I mean, they're rebuilding kind of, but maybe the Clippers if he wants to be in LA. But does he need to be in LA with his off-the-court goofiness? LA is not the place for a guy that's maybe a little immature. We'll see. But Ja Morant is up potentially for trade. Multiple teams are pursuing Morant in trade talks, and rival executives believe the Memphis Grizzlies will prioritize draft picks. They draft really, really well. I kind of hate that they still got rid of my guy, the coach they had before, Taylor Jenkins. I don't know where he's at now, but Taylor Jenkins, him and Ja didn't really get along. We saw how that ended. But the Grizzlies have drafted really, really well with Ja, with Jalen, with my guy JJ, Jaren Johnson. They got my guy. They got a lot of good talent, a lot of good young talent they drafted. So I could see them having a situation where they do indeed get a lot of draft capital because they draft very well. We know. So there are teams that draft well, and the Grizzlies are one of them. And I will be willing to bet if they can get the right deal, he will be moved. And I think that is the best for both parties and all parties involved. Get what you can for him. He still has 2 years left on his deal, I believe. So do what you can and get him. Now, like I said, Memphis is considering multiple paths forward amidst the emergence of several promising young players, including building around them and 2023 Defensive Player of the Year, Jaren Jackson Jr. The Grizzlies also remain open to continue on with Morant as a focal part of their retool. I just think it's run its course. If they can get the draft capital they want, they can get the right deal. Like I said, I think he will be moved by February 5th. I think he will be that big name that's moved this offseason during this trade season and we'll definitely see how that definitely plays out. So big shout out to Shams for that information as well. But the Grizz are entertaining John Morant trade offers. So, like I said, I don't know where he goes. Like I said, I threw out Denver, I threw out Detroit, I threw out Minnesota, I threw out Orlando. That's 4 teams right there. How does that work out? We shall see. And I'll be intrigued to see where he goes, because I think he goes to a team that's a contender, a team with a strong locker room, a team with a good veteran presence, a team with a good camaraderie that is ready to add that necessary piece that can help put them over the top. And I think John Morant is literally just the guy to do that. Regardless of how he's been off the field, he is a baller on the court. As we move along, guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. Make sure you let me know how you're feeling down below in the comment section. Hit that poll and make sure you subscribe to the channel. College football is in the playoff, the semifinal. We had a really good game last night as the U Miami will be heading back to the national championship game in their own backyard, Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, to face the winner of Indiana or Oregon, number 1 team in the country, Indiana undefeated, Oregon, the number 5 team in the country. And more than anything else, these two had a really, really good game early on in the season, which Indiana did win. And Fernando Mendoza pretty much adding to his legacy with that win over Dante Moore. That's what I'm looking at this for. You talk about draft status, you talk about draftable quarterbacks, you talk about pieces that are going to be there come April. You look at the Raiders, you look at the Jets, you look at teams like the Cardinals, we're at the top of the draft. These are the top 2 quarterbacks. Now, we don't know if Dante Moore's coming out yet. Oregon has some running back injuries I've seen. We don't know if their top two running backs are going to play, ball carriers. Now, beating a team twice is also hard, so we'll see what happens there. And we'll try to see what, if anything, does come from that. But to the Miami point, as I pull up the bracket here, let me get the bracket up for you guys. Here's the bracket. Here we go. All right, cool. So as you can see, Miami is waiting for the winner. That game is on January 19th at 7:30. As mentioned, Miami beat Ole Miss game. It came down to the last drive, which Carson Beck, you got to give that brother some credit. He's a winner. I know he's been in college forever. I know he was part of the recruiting class with C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young. He's a very elderly statesman when it comes to college football, but he's a winner. Over 40+ wins, done it in the SEC, has done it here with Miami. Miami has the best offensive and defensive line. They're probably the best team in the trenches in college football. When you look at Ruben Bain and Messafor, and you look at the offensive line, and you look at Morris, the running back, you look at Tony, the wide receiver, the coach, Cristobal, you look at Michael Irvin with the belt, belts to ass after every game. This team believes, and this team knows that they have a real legit shot against whomever, Indiana or Oregon, to win a national championship. Like I said, that game is going to be at their home stadium. But Michael Irvin was getting it in last night.
Finish him, Daddy.
It was indeed BTA. But like I said, Miami gets 31-27 win. They are going to the national championship. It's going to be fun. It's going to be lit. We know how Miami does. All of the celebrities and influencers and individuals who will be in the vicinity and are Miami fans. It will sure enough be as exciting on the field as it will be off the field, or off the field as it will be on the field. You get what I'm saying? If you know, you know. But I'm excited. I think Miami, it'd be hard to pick against them. Like I said, they are the best team in the trenches. They are the best team on the offensive and defensive lines. Like I said, they have some draftable defensive linemen that are going to go in the first round. They have some draftable offensive linemen that are going to go in the first round. Carson Beck, I know he's not going to be a day 1 guy in the first round, but could he be a potential maybe day 2 pick? Maybe in that second, third round, a team maybe takes a veteran guy like Carson Beck, who maybe doesn't start week 1, but maybe they bring along and maybe could eventually take that reign as a starting quarterback. But I like Carson Beck, and I think he's somebody that you need to really look at in the draft this year. Like I said, he's not going to be the first guy off the board. He's not going to be the second guy off the board. I'm a Carson Beck believer, and I think on this team, he made the right plays in that game, and I think you see what he's capable of. Real quick, to Ole Miss, we know we saw Trinidad Chambliss. He was denied his 6th year of eligibility. Why is he trying to play 6 years of college football? The money's good. I get it. He's in AT&T commercials. He's in Ole Miss. I'm sure he has the pick of the litter on and off the field, and this Ole Miss team is loaded. Don't really get why Lane Kiffin wanted to leave there so soon, but he's a really good quarterback too. I think if he does come out in the draft, he might be quarterback 3. And I don't know, I don't know how others feel about that, but looking at his play, you got Mendoza, you got Moore. I'd probably put Chambliss 3 and maybe Carson Beck 4, just waiting to see who indeed does come out. But Miami will play the winner of Indiana, Oregon. I think Indiana wins, but I think it's going to be a tight one. I'm a little concerned with the injuries that Oregon has. I know Oregon's defense did really, really well, but if they're going to win, Dante Moore is going to have to show that he should be quarterback 1. These are the 2 highest scoring teams in college football as well. So we shall indeed see what happens there. But let's get to it. Let's rock and roll. My guy's here. My guy's ready. He joining me. I asked him earlier. He said he's going to pull up. It's the one, the only, the man with the opinion, the graduate, the doctor, one of my best friends, repping Disqualified Opinions, and always joining me here on the Flex On podcast to talk some Ravens and much more. The one and only Antoine Riles. What's up, Riles?
What's up, man? I appreciate you having me as always. Always nice to be on.
Appreciate you making time. First of all, how you feeling, brother? Good to see you as always.
As always. I can't complain, man. Just making it happen day by day as all we can. How about you?
All right, brother. I'm always better when I got you here, man. I'll be better when the Ravens figure out this coaching situation. How does the season play out in Riles' perspective? I know you got a lot of opinions, and how you feel about this coaching search. Harbaugh, I think it was time. How you feel about the candidates we're interviewing, and we're going to hear from Bashadi this week.
Yeah, I always felt like this was make it or break it. I was a little bit more extreme than I think most Ravens fans were. I thought that I wasn't even okay with a Super Bowl appearance. I really think that he needed a Super Bowl win in this year to keep his job. I do get that making it to the Super Bowl is really hard. So if he got there, it is still hard to fire him. I just think that with the talent that we've had over the last couple of years, we haven't really played up to par with the level of talent. I think this specific year, it was a little overrated. People were saying we had the best roster in the league on paper. I didn't quite see it, especially with the trenches looking the way they looked on both sides of the ball. But overall, I'll say I think this team had ups and downs the last 2 years. We really didn't show as much heart as I would have liked, which was one of my biggest issues. But I always said the game on Sunday was win-win. If we won the game, I thought we were the most dangerous team in the AFC going into the playoffs if we could click at the right time. If we lost the game, that means that we were going to be in the situation we're in currently, where we're looking for a new head coach, new staff, new culture, just everything being fresh. Lamar going into year 9 and being able to just kind of like not start over, but it'll just be some new energy in the room. It's just that new energy is really big. I think it might jumpstart this team and take us to a new level. This team, to me, it's had an identity and then it's had a roster crisis that I think goes against the identity. So hopefully whoever comes in, they're able to kind of match that identity to the team in general.
How do you feel
Now,
about this list, Riles? Anybody that you want?
I'll go one by one. I don't like Vance Joseph. Uh, I just don't like Vance Joseph. I think he's a good coordinator. I don't think he's a good head coach. The Broncos pass game coordinator, Davis Webb. I haven't really done too much research. I did see the other day that we interviewed him. I know we interviewed Matt Stefanski today. I know we interviewed Anthony Weaver as well. I said Matt, Kevin Stefanski. My apologies. Kevin Stefanski would be weird. It's rare you ever see coaches go to another team in their division. He is a 3-time coach of the year. He did a lot with that off that roster that's in Cleveland, but I wouldn't want him here. Anthony Weaver, I think my issue is I'm not quite sure if he's ready to be a head coach. And I'm not quite sure that the Dolphins defense was good this year in general to be able to be like, yeah, let's give him the head coaching job. Brian Flores, he's on my list. I think we all know how he exited, and we keep seeing all the Ryan Fitzpatrick things and everything going around about him. I think it would be nice to have Brian Flores, but he's not my top choice either. But he is somebody that's actually on my list out of everybody else that's up here. I don't want Matt Nagy. We saw the Bears. He's not a head coach. I don't want Matt Nagy. Cliff Kingsbury is interesting. I the same. I don't think he's a head coach. I remember the Cardinals, and it was really, really bad. Kyler Murray did have good stats, but outside of that, it was really, really bad. So no. Clint Kubiak, this one is very interesting. We definitely had his dad here, and he did really, really well with us for that one season. And he has Sam Darnold, Bradford. My brain went crazy. Sam Darnold balling, turned JSN into arguably the best wide receiver in the league this past season. So it would be interesting. I'm just not sure if he's ready to take that jump. I think one more year of being an OC and then becoming a head coach would do him wonders. I don't want Robert Saleh. I think he's a defensive coordinator. I don't think he's a head coach either. My picks are Jesse Minter. We all know the Mike McDonald tree. We missed out on the big dog, so let's go get one of the people that's a little diet version of him right now and might be able to make some noise from the Chargers. Brian Flores is my 2 for if we don't get Minter. I think he'd be good. My issue with Brian Flores is I don't know how well he does with veterans, and we don't have like a lot of youth in like major places, and I don't know how well his system is going to mesh with us and his like just do what I tell you to kind of like mentality. My dart throw is the Clayton Adams, the OC from the Cowboys. He did a really, really good job with that offense this past season, 2,000-yard receivers and 1,000-yard running back. I know he's young too, and I said everything I said about all the other guys. He might need another year, but I think he might be able to bring a spark. If I had to pick anybody on this list to be like outside of Brian Flores, it probably would be Kubiak as just like my next guy. But I'm here for the process. There's a lot of names I like. There's a lot of names I hate that we've brought in. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I think we just need some new life. I know people are asking for Ed Reed and Ray Lewis to come, and I doubt that happens, but it'll be nice to see just this process. This is our 4th time hiring a head coach, so it'll be fun.
A name that is interviewing, but they haven't obviously talked to him yet because he has to. Joe Brady, Rouse, how you like him? I know Josh Allen's your guy. I love what he did in Buffalo personally. I know he's young too, but I think he's one of my favorites personally.
Yeah, so I heard him, and I also heard Matt LaFleur as being 2 like kind of like dark horses in the race of like.
Hey, if Green Bay want to send him, I take him.
It's crazy because I've been hearing a possible swap. I've been hearing that if they lose, they might fire him and go after Harbaugh, and I'll take Matt LaFleur. I think now, of course, like nothing is perfect, but if I had to pick, I would probably go with Jesse Minter and then bring in Mike McDaniel as an OC, and then I don't know who I want my DC to be, but definitely not Zach Orr.
I want Jim Schwartz. I know we ain't.
I'm not mad at Jim Schwartz. I'm not mad at Jim Schwartz. I'm not mad at that. I know he was somebody that they were saying we might possibly interview too, but I'm not mad at Joe Brady either. I think Joe Brady would be really good. I don't want as many design runs for Lamar as what he does for Josh Allen, but outside of that, I do think it will open up. This offense just needs to get opened up in a level that it hasn't. I was very up and down on Todd Monken. I thought some games he played him just a little too safe. And other games when things were working, he zigged where he should have zagged. Or he was zagged when he needed to just keep zigging, one or the other. But he's going to be fine. I don't think Monken is going to have any issues with finding another job or anything like that. He's really good. I just want to utilize our weapons. Like Bateman went from being an almost 1,000-yard receiver with almost double-digit touchdowns to 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. Hopefully we bring back Likely because I am on the train of Mark Andrews is washed, and he's become more of a blocking tight end to us than a actual pass catching tight end. But I understand that he does a lot in the blocking game that we don't give credit for. And it would be interesting. I just think this offense needs to take the next level, a next jump. What I really, really want out of my next coach, though, is somebody that can get Lamar out of Lamar's head. If you watch the Ravens games, if Lamar makes a bad play or just doesn't get his way, you can kind of see it affect him on the sideline and when he gets back in the game. And I've always said that the Ravens don't do well when Lamar has to play Superman for 60 minutes. It's just not our best brand of football that we put out there. When he's in rhythm, I think there's nobody that can stop us outside of ourselves. But when he's in his head, it does get it gets a lot harder. It gets a lot harder. I do want D-Hop back too.
I was about to say, do you expect to hear from anything from Bashadi and DaCosta this week? I mean, I know we got the 14th pick in the draft. A lot of free agents. Anything you want to hear from them this week?
No, not really. At this point, I kind of just want those PR comments to start coming out. Uh, we just fired our coach after 18 seasons. And they could clear the air because we all know there's a lot of different rumblings and he said, she said that's going on currently, and nobody really knows what's going on. I just don't know if right now is the time to put that out there. Let Harbaugh find his next job because it's not going to be hard for him to. He probably has at least double-digit teams calling him right now, depending on what's going on in the playoffs. And we can just fix this in the offseason. We have the roster. We do have a lot of free agents, some of which I hope we let go, aka number 77. But let's just copacetic it. Let's clear it out. Excuse me. Last time we had number 14, turned out really well for us. So hopefully, we can do that again. I think that the only thing I do want to hear is Namdi. It's been really, really quiet on Mads, and that's really, really scary that we haven't heard any updates. I think he honestly does have the Zach Orr injury. Funny enough, not funny. Sorry, but just like ironically enough, I think he has that Zach Orr injury. So I think he's done. So I would like for somebody to do that because that was one of my issues with Harbaugh. Harbaugh, and I understand it's a game too, but Harbaugh didn't really give a lot of information when it came to players' injuries and things of that nature. So it would be nice to know like what's going on with him, where he's standing, if he's coming back next year. Because you can argue he's a top 5 player on our team. He can, if you put the right pieces around him, he could be Aaron Donald-like. He's not Aaron Donald, but he could definitely dominate the defensive line. And I think that's been the biggest thing. If Biscotti does come out to say anything, I want him to come out and say, our focus is fixing the trenches, getting the offensive line back to where we need it to be, getting the defensive line back to where it needs to be, and making those harsh decisions. Like, I'm sorry, I love him, but I would cut Roquan Smith. If Marlon Humphrey doesn't want to take a pay cut, it might be time for Marlon Humphrey to step. We already have a good amount of cap space, but to really fix your offensive and defensive lines, you need a little bit more than what we have currently. That's where I want to see this team going. Let's fix the trenches. We already have the quarterback. We have our wide receiver 2, who's playing like a wide receiver 1. We have the talent everywhere. We just need to put it all together.
You picking up Zay's $28 million option? I think he's a wide receiver 1, by the way, but that's just me.
I think he's a wide receiver 2.
Okay.
I think he just has Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson affords you not needing a wide receiver 1. I think he does. I think he puts up wide receiver 1 numbers. That's why I said that. He puts up wide receiver 1 numbers. But I think I don't think he's Justin Jefferson. I don't think he's Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't think he's those guys. I mean, if you want to say 1.5, I'm okay with that. But I don't think he's a bona fide, every route, beating you every kind of way. He does play really, really well in space, and he gets open, and I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it. But I do think we need to sign him to a long-term contract because I'm not trying to pay him $28 million. I'm not.
Good guys. Couple good receivers. So, I mean, I wouldn't hate it. Just
Say it
saying.
one more time. I didn't hear you.
Oh, no, I was going to say I wouldn't hate if they drafted a receiver at 14. Cardinal Tate falls or one of those other receivers falls to him. I wouldn't hate it.
I wouldn't hate it. I think it definitely.
Go sign Trey Henderson, too. Go sign Trey Henderson. Don't play around with it. Go get him. He right there.
He want a lot of money. But he definitely probably would come back.
2 for 30. You could do 2
I
for
do
30
2 for 30 for him. I do 2 for 30 for him.
Yeah,
he got what,
30,
45 million in cap? I do 2 for 30.
Yeah,
I do that.
He can give us 10 sacks minimum.
I agree. I like what was 41? I always get his first name wrong.
Draymond. I think Draymond Jones comes back.
Draymond Jones.
I think he comes back to it.
Yeah, he a free agent. I think he was 2 for 30 when we got him. I think that was his deal too. So I don't know. It's a lot of moving pieces. It's a lot of things to figure out. That's why I think we will have to make some tough decisions. I'm not quite sure that Linderbaum is coming back. $25 million for a tag for a center is just way too much. That's way too much. It sucks that we weren't able to.
I was gonna say Corey Bullock is right there if they don't want to re-sign him.
Yeah, I think it's too much. It's too much, especially when you need 2 guards. Because I mean, Voorhees. Well, I like Jones, so maybe they just need 1. But we definitely need a guard, at least 1. The D-line, we need a pass rush. I think cut Roquan, so I think you need another middle linebacker because I don't believe in 32. For those that don't know, Ravens players who haven't earned their names, I just call them by their numbers. So 32, uh, I think he's a pass rusher. I don't even think he's a middle linebacker. I think he just needs to put his hand on the outside and rush the passer. Well, we did get Teddy back, so that would be nice. But I love the back end. Wuze's probably gone. I think he was our best corner this year. He's probably gone. Nate had a really up and down season, if you ask me. I think he gets beat by the same move every time he gets beat, though, so that should be fixable. Marlon, if we could bring him back at a lower cap value, I would bring him back at a lower value because I know people hate Marlon, but Marlon wins us at least 2 games a year. It's so crazy that like people don't realize, like, yes, he does get burnt now. He's not fast no more. He's not who he was, but he wins 2 games off turnovers every year. And he's led us in picks like the last 3 or 4 seasons, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Our safeties are cool. I think we have probably one of the best rotations of safeties there is. So it'd be nice to keep that going. I miss Justice Hill. I can definitely say that. I hate every time I see 26 on the field. Hate seeing him. So get well soon, Justice Hill. And you know this, Byron. I've been a Justice Hill fan from the beginning. I've been a fan since day one. Mr. No Moves finally started to find him. I said it. But that'd be nice to see. But I just think we need a culture change overall. I think play like a Raven eventually got stale. And once the injuries started racking up, the team wasn't playing like I've seen Ravens teams play in the past where they put their heart out there and everything like that. So this is going to be an interesting offseason. I already washed my Ravens jersey to wash off the disgust of this season. So moving next year, great things.
All right, before I get you out of here real quick, NFL Wildcard Weekend, who?
Let me go look. Once the Ravens be out, I hate to look, but let me give you my picks. All the people know that's Packers fans gonna be mad because I think the Bears win. What other games are there? I think the Bills win, the Packers lose to the Bears. I mean, the Bears beat the Packers, the Bills win. This is gonna sound crazy, but give me the Patriots. You know how much I love Herbert, so give me the Rams. Give me the Eagles over the 49ers. And give me the Texans. I think the Texans defense has been really, really good. So Bills, Patriots, Texans, Rams, Bears, and Eagles are my picks for this week.
All right. Who you got winning up?
I think the Super Bowl will come down to being the Bills and the Rams. I think this is Josh Allen's year. If Josh Allen doesn't make it to the Super Bowl this year, I don't think he ever does. You don't have Lamar. You don't have Mahomes. This is your year to figure it out, especially with like the younger guys starting to play like they're playing. Like Drake May was the MVP up until the last week. That Texans defense is scary, and it's starting to seem like C.J. Stroud is figuring it out. Justin Herbert finally has a coach that's allowing them to play a lot better. And Trevor Lawrence is starting to look like the Trevor Lawrence that you thought he was going to be from the beginning. So I think this is the year that the Bills have to win it, or I don't think they have another chance to in the AFC. Matthew Stafford, this could be his Hall of Fame defining moment if he can get 2 of them with the Rams. And I think the NFC is a lot more wide open than we thought it was going to be. It's a lot of great teams in NFC. But I think the Rams are just better than everybody at this exact moment. Those boys are playing really, really well on defense and offense. That was somebody else that I heard too. I heard the Ravens were interviewing the Rams OC and DC as well. That was somebody else that I heard too.
Isn't LaFleur's brother like the OC or something? I think. Isn't it LaFleur?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's
interesting.
It's what, Matt and Mike, I think. I think it's Matt and Mike.
Yeah.
I think that's their names.
Okay. Cool. All right, Rouse. I appreciate your time, brother. How can they keep up with you? What you got cooking up? I know trying to bring disqualified opinions back.
Disqualified Opinions has come back. We don't have like a regular schedule just yet. We're still trying to figure that out. We have our first episode up on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to podcasts. Trust me, we're there. It's just Disqualified Opinions. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you need us to be. I promise you that we're TikTok coming soon for all the TikTokers out there. But Disqualified Opinions. My name is Rouse. You can follow me at Rouse the World on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, but I probably won't accept your friend request. But you can definitely follow me on Twitter and see all the sports takes there. Hey, it's been fun. It's always love to be on the Flex Zone. It's kind of where I started at, so it's always love to come back.
Yes, sir. And we're still gonna rock out with some disqualified opinions content. Rouse, appreciate you on short notice, brother. I know you're busy getting your doctorate and all. Keep up the great work. We'll talk real soon, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Gotcha. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. There's Rouse, ladies and gentlemen, my guy, jumping in to give us some Ravens opinion, Ravens insight. Big shout out to my boy Rouse. Follow him at Rouse the World on all social media to get his opinions and sports takes. So we'll see what happens there. Now let's get back to the coaching. I want to get back to the coaching thing real. 25% of the league is looking for head coach. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. We got 25% of the league is looking for coaches. Now, we did have Kevin interview today in Baltimore. I know Riles was just talking about that. So he interviewed. I like a coordinator. Don't necessarily know if I want him as a coach, but Stefanski could be a good OC. We'll see. McDaniel obviously also let go, but Chiefs defensive line coach Joe Cullen interviewed for the Washington Commanders defensive coordinator job as well. You look at Clint Kubiak, he has completed an interview. Omarion Hampton said he's going to be good to go. So we got a lot of things happening. This is what I was talking about. Trinidad Chambliss, 6-year denied there as well. Caden McDonald announces he is going to the draft. And we got John Eric Sullivan getting a Dolphins GM job. He comes from Green Bay. He's been with them since 2003, so a long time coming, so well-deserved. Well, Browns have interviewed Aiden Dirty, the Seahawks DC, as well. And, yeah, Miami, as you can see, is on their way to the national title. Cowboys sighting coach Linda Wells has now completed an interview with the Commanders for their vacant offensive coordinator position as well. Jets have requested to interview Vikings pass game coordinator DB coach Durante Jones for the defensive coordinator position also. And then we have Davis Webb also for the Ravens who interviewed also. And as you see, Mike McDaniel, who we thought might be gone, then we thought he might stay, then he was released. He will be on someone's staff as an offensive coordinator, in my opinion. Arvell Reese has announced for the NFL draft as well. Former Colts running back Randy McMillan has also passed away, so my condolences to him, his family, and his loved ones. Devontae Adams is off the injury report for his hamstring injury and is good to go Saturday versus Carolina. I'm going to give you my game picks for that weekend in a second. We went over the Ravens' names that they interviewed, also adding Joe Brady, who I like a lot. So we'll see what happens there. Jim Schwartz did interview in Cleveland. Robert Saleh also interviewed with the Ravens. He is Josh Grizzard has been let go in Tampa Bay, along with special teams coordinator Thomas McGowie, quarterbacks coach Thaddeus Lewis, cornerbacks coach Kevin Ross, and defensive line coach Charlie Strong. Now, they are keeping Todd Bowles, thankfully, in Tampa Bay. Matt Ryan looks to be the favorite to be the president of football operations. Will he stay at CBS with that? I don't know. But that's what it looks like. It's going to be. Get to it. Joe Sheen and Darren Rizzi worked together in Miami, and on ESPN had their high viewership in 2025. Real quick, I think viewership was up like 100% in the NFL. Monday Night Countdown, most watched season since 2016. Sunday Night Countdown, most watched season since 2019. NFL Live, most watched season since 2016. NFL Primetime, most viewed ESPN Original Studio Show on the ESPN app. NFL Matchup includes female and youth audience by 11% and 13% respectively as well. So we shall see what happens there. And I did want to get to the coaching availability. Here we go. So 24 head coach, 25% of the league. Got the Dolphins, Ravens, Giants, Titans, Falcons, Cardinals, Browns, Raiders. The Dolphins did hire a GM. The Falcons are looking for a GM. Obviously, I think the Ravens are the top job right here. After that, I may put either the Giants or the Falcons. I mean, I'll put the Giants because of youth and the draft capital. I'll put the Dolphins. I'll put the Ravens, Giants, Falcons. Man, maybe the Dolphins, Browns. Last on the list is the Raiders, in my opinion. Then I'm gonna go Titans. Then no, Cardinals. Cardinals may be the worst on the list. Actually, it may actually be the Cardinals. I don't know, man. I really do not know. I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot of bad jobs, or the 25%. Not a lot of appeasing jobs, and there aren't a lot of people who just command, your attention, like Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen, Mike Vrabel, the big three. But I think John Harbaugh is going to be a Giants head coach. I think that could be like their new Tom Coughlin, that veteran voice, veteran leadership experience with a young roster. And then also adding on top of that, the Ravens getting rid of Harbaugh is like the Ravens and the Knicks getting rid of Thibodeau and bringing in Mike Brown. So can he get him over the hump? We'll see what the Ravens hire, and we'll go from there. But Cardinals, Browns, Raiders. I mean, even the Falcons with the quarterback situation, I don't even like Titans either. I mean, honestly, the Ravens and the Giants are the only two appealing jobs because the Dolphins, you got to have a quarterback. You don't have one there. Titans, you got Cam Ward, but you need everything else. Falcons, you don't have a quarterback, really. Cardinals, you need a lot. Quarterback specifically. Browns, you do have some hope, but is Shador the guy? Is the quarterback on the roster? We don't know. Myles Garrett doing his thing, breaking the sack record, obviously. And the Raiders, I don't know where the hope is. Like I said, if it's not the Ravens or the Giants, Harbaugh shouldn't take any of these jobs. And I mean, he obviously not come back to Ravens, but it's got to be the Giants for Harbaugh because I don't see what's happening there. I think the Ravens are number one, clear number one, and after that are the Giants. And then you can go ahead and put the names in the hat and pick it out of it. I guess with the roster, maybe the Falcons. I don't really care. It's looking real slow for some of these coaching positions because these are like reopen in another 2 or 3 years and we're back in the same position. But make sure y'all hitting that thumbs up. Appreciate all the love. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Let's get to these wild card weekend picks today on the Flex Zone. We kick things off tomorrow. Let me pull it up here for you guys so you guys can see with me. Let's see here. Let's see. We'll get started tomorrow at 4:30 on Fox. We get started with the Carolina Panthers having a rematch from their earlier game this season, which was in Carolina. The Rams come into this game with potential MVP Matthew Stafford. The Carolina Panthers' first time since 2015. Newton will be beating the drum to keep pounding for the Panthers tomorrow. It is a 10.5-point spread, which is entirely too high. Now, the key to this game, like the last game, is turnovers. Matthew Stafford turned the ball over. They lost. If Matthew Stafford doesn't turn the ball over, we know Devontae Adams is back. If the defense cannot, just don't blow it. Get some pressure on Bryce Young. Don't let this team stay around. I think Puka will do his thing. I think the Rams win. I think the Rams win, and they will move on, potentially facing divisional foe and number one seed Seattle in their second round if things play out the way that I have it. But I'm going with the Rams over the Panthers. You give me like a 34-24 win. I don't think they cover 10.5, but they could win by 7 to 10. I can see that. I'm going with the Rams over the Panthers. Good job by the Panthers backdooring that win, but they are a team on the rise. A lot of young talent. T-Mac, Bryce Young, Dottle. We know about Chuba Hubbard. We know about the weapons that they have. Good young defense. They are going to be a team that you got to look out for as ascending in the next couple of years. So there you have it there. So I'm going with the Rams over the Panthers. Saturday night on Prime, the oldest rivalry in National Football League history. Packers, Bears, Packers from Chicago. Chicago's back in the playoffs under potential head coach of the year, Ben Johnson, 1.5-point favorite. Is Green Bay minus 1.5? So Green Bay's favorite by 1.5? Really? I'm going with the Bears in a close one. I think this could be an ugly game. It's going to be 35 degrees, maybe some precipitation, some snow. But I am going with the Bears to get the win under Ben Johnson. I think they advance. Getting a number 2 seed at home, I think is going to be big for them. I do think the Bears advance. I think we could see another classic, another shootout. Not really a shootout, but a last second, who has the ball last situation, maybe overtime. I could see 23-20 Bears. I'm going with them to get the win. So we'll see what happens there. Sunday, 1 p.m. on CBS. Mind you, the Packers Bears is on Prime or your local affiliate if you're in those areas, Chicago or Green Bay. But 1 p.m. Bills Jaguars, 1.5 point spread. The Bills are favorite. We have the Bills here. I said it before, weeks ago, before everybody else hopped on the narrative. I said if Josh Allen, with no Patrick Mahomes, with no Lamar Jackson, no Joe Burrow, cannot get to the Super Bowl this year, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear all of this talk. I don't want to hear all of this hyping them up. I want the same energy. I want the same vitriol that we give Lamar Jackson and others when they come up short towards Josh Allen. But I think Sean McDermott is a name you could look at. Possibly. Is he on the hot seat? We know about Matt LaFleur in Green Bay. All those names on the hot seat. We'll see. Sean McDermott wouldn't be a bad defensive coordinator if he has to demote a little bit. But I'm going with the Bills to win I think this could be a fun game. This could be the game of the weekend as far as points. This could be a shootout. This could be 34-30, 34-31. Trevor Lawrence has looked really good. James Cook is the leading rusher in the NFL. You got Parker Washington, Brian Thomas. You got my boy Jacoby Myers out there. So this could be a back-and-forth game. It would not shock me if Jacksonville wins. They're 13-4. Liam Cohen, potential coach of the year, but I do think the Bills have to get it done. And it's very, very imperative that they do, because if they don't, Sean McDermott could lose his job. And I'm going with the Bills. Right now, they are my early pick to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Actually, I have Bills Eagles, spoiler alert. So we'll see there. We'll have possibly that. Again, they played already, so we could see that again. Sunday, 4:30 on Fox. This is one of the games of the week, and also 49ers Eagles. 5.5 point spread for the Eagles. They rested their starters. They're healthy. 49ers, they wet the bed against the Seahawks. I don't know what comes from that. The defense is banged up. No Fred Warner, no Bosa, Nick Bosa, no Mikael Williams. The corners, I don't know if they're going to be able to contain the Eagles receivers. I don't know if they're going to be able to stop the run either. I think as long as Jalen Hurts doesn't turn the ball over, I think the Eagles win this game. I can see 26-20, them covering that spread, and I can see them winning this game. So I can see it. I can see the Eagles winning. I think the 49ers overachieved this season. Kyle Shanahan, one of the best coaches in the league. I love him, but I don't think they're going to be able to beat the Eagles. And on Sunday night, we got the Chargers and Patriots. New England 3.5 point spread. I think New England wins this game. The injuries to the Chargers offensive line, the injuries to the Chargers overall, I think will doom them. I think the Patriots are just playing on that level. Mike Vrabel will have them prepared. The New England weather, west to east, even though it's in prime time, I think Drake May is going to prove why he's an MVP caliber quarterback. And I think the Patriots win. It could be a defensive game, though. Two good defenses. Maybe 2017 Patriots. We'll see. But it would not shock me if the Chargers win. But I just think the Patriots are going to win at least one game. And then Monday night, we'll get to it because we will be live Monday. I do think the Steelers are going to win. Steelers are undefeated on primetime and Monday Night Football. Over the last few years, they have the Texans, who are inept offensively at times. They do have the best defense in the league. 3-point spread, 38.5. I could see 16-13, 17-14, something like that. But I'm going with the Steelers to win. I actually think the Steelers do steal a victory here. I said it on the post game when they beat the Ravens. I said they would beat the Texans. I've uttered it in other lives and videos. I think they're going to beat the Ravens. Beat the Texans. And I think they're going to want to play maybe Denver. Well, if Buffalo wins, they go automatically go to Denver. So Steelers in New England, they beat New England already. The Steelers maybe somehow backdoor their way to the AFC Championship game. That would be interesting. So we'll see there. Again, I'm going Steelers on Monday night. I think they get the win. I am going with the Patriots on Sunday night. I'm going with the Eagles on Sunday afternoon. I'm going with the Bills on Sunday afternoon. Bears on Saturday night. And Saturday afternoon, I'm going with the Rams to get the win. So there you have it. God's favorite host, Wild Card Weekend picks and predictions. Yours truly, God's favorite host. We'll be live tonight for SmackDown. We're here, live and in living color on the Flex Zone Podcast. The only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it, right here on YouTube. Appreciate everybody checking in today. Appreciate all the love on the channel. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. If you're watching on X, I see a lot of people on X. Come on over to YouTube. Search the Flex Zone Podcast. Hit the subscribe button. Search what we do. Search the Flex Zone Podcast. Subscribe to the channel. Let us know what you're looking forward to. And make sure you hit the notification. This weekend, and you'll see us live Monday with the flagship podcast back for our first episode of 2026. Yours truly, God's favorite host. Thank you for watching. We talked about the baseball schedule on NBC, MLB on NBC. We talked about the NBA trades, Trae Young, John Morant, how that could shake up the landscape of the NBA. We talked about the college football playoff. Miami is headed back to the national championship game in their backyard. Indiana, Oregon, the top two quarterback prospects dueling it out. So if anything else, watch out for that tonight. SmackDown tonight. And we have Wildcard weekend, all weekend national championship game next week as well. So I'm getting ready to get out of here. Yours truly, God's favorite host on the Flex Zone Podcast. Throw your ones up at acknowledges, super chatters, hit the Cash App, flexzone1@gmail.com. Only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. Yours truly, God's favorite host. Thank you for watching. I'm getting out of here, everybody. Thank you for watching. Appreciate all the love. Appreciate and showing love. One more time to my guy, Antoine Riles of Disqualified Opinions. Appreciate you, brother. Much love as always. Keep up the great work. We'll definitely do it again. Yours truly, God's favorite host. I'm getting out of here. I'll see you tonight for SmackDown. We'll see you this weekend for Wildcard Weekend. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. We'll do more of this as we head towards the Super Bowl and we head towards a crazy offseason as the Ravens look for their next head coach. We'll keep you updated on that and all the other news that comes forth. The coaches, coordinators, commanders that got stuff going on with coordinators, offensive and defensive. Ravens, 25% of the league, like I talked about. So we shall indeed see what happens there. But it's yours truly, God's favorite host, right here on the place to be, the Flex Zone Podcast. Only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. I'm getting out of here, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Always great to be on here and talk to you, rolling solo dolo. Had to get the content out for you as we weren't adjusted with everything. But we are here and we are in living color. Let's get to it. I'll see you guys later here on the Flex Zone Podcast. Thank you for watching. Have a good day, everybody. Peace.
Tell me how